This is Run Billy Run. It's a demo build of a casual, endless runner made in the Unity engine, aimed for release on Game Jolt, itch.io, and mobile platforms. The first thing you'll notice is that there is zero sound. On the Game Jolt page, it states that music and sound aren't implemented yet. The final release will have sound. The object of Run Billy Run is to score the highest score possible by staying alive and dodging enemies for as long as you can. There are collectible coins throughout the level, though they seem to be used in the shop, which has yet to be implemented. You can move up, down, left, and right using the arrow keys, though moving left and right seem to have very limited use. The controls feel okay. Every movement is accompanied by a splashy particle effect, and the way that Billy snaps into position is swift and solid. From a visual standpoint, the graphics look really good. The art style is consistent, you make efficient use of squash and stretch animation, the scrolling parallax background does a really good job at conveying a sense of speed. The enemies all have sharp, pointy features, while Billy himself is rounded cute. I do also love that everything in the game is backlit. The coins have this little yellow glow, Billy has a white glow, the enemies have purple glows, this plant enemy has a red glow, and this charging fish has a dark purple streak. I would suggest that you make the glow effect bigger and bolder just to help distinguish the enemies from the background. The enemies don't visually pop as much as I would like, and this is especially important if you plan to release on mobile. The biggest offender is this plant enemy who stays low to the ground and snaps up at you. I'm not sure what you were going for when you designed this enemy, but it was frustrating and fun ruining to play against the first few times. I think you should redraw its head to look more pointy and obviously dangerous, as well as change the color so that it stands out more from the floor. The other problem enemy is this Starfish that shoots these purple projectiles in 4 directions. When I first started playing, I always died to them. I wasn't sure exactly how I was supposed to avoid being hit. Through trial and error, I discovered that moving forward right as they're about to shoot will get me past them most of the time. This tactic isn't very reliable, and pulling it off doesn't make me feel very skilled. Rather, I feel like I'm just pressing a button and happen to make it out alive most of the time. I really think you should redesign this enemy to be more friendly to first-time players. Not everyone will give your game a fair chance, like I have when making this video. If you must keep the Starfish in the game as it exists right now, I'd suggest making it so it only spawns in at later points in the game. Another small issue is that the particle effects do not match the art style at all. Everything is stylized and pixelated while the particles are perfect circles. The pacing of the game is alright. The sense of speed that builds up over time is fun, and the more frequent enemy spawns up the challenge in just the right way. Though you're going to need to make some balancing changes because I was frequently put into impossible situations where I had to go low, but that plant enemy was right in the way. Yet another reason for redesigning that guy. When you implement the shop, I imagine collecting coins will make the gameplay much more exhilarating. I'd suggest using the coins to bait players into a more risky playstyle. Sure, you could play it safe and cheese your way through the game, but you'll pick up very few coins. Just make sure that the things available in the shop are worth it. I'd suggest having the items in the shop be things that change the game and add depth to the experience. That'll do a few things. Number 1, it'll make the player want to get the coins, thus adding more enjoyment to the base gameplay. 2, it makes the game evolve over time so people are less likely to get bored after long sessions of play. 3, it introduces that depth in bite-sized chunks so the players aren't overwhelmed. And 4, having some kind of investment in the game will keep players coming back. Also, I'd suggest removing that slow motion effect when you pick up coins. It's annoying. Another thing is that the deaths feel really unimpactful. The game keeps going after your death animation plays, and then it fades to the game over screen. This makes it very difficult to figure out what actually killed you, and sometimes I didn't even notice that I died. I'd suggest making the game freeze while the death animation plays and adding some screen shake. It's important that the player knows why they died every single time. If you don't understand what you did wrong, it feels like you're being punished for no reason. Now let's take a look at your Game Jolt page. It's pretty obvious that English is not your first language. There are a few slight grammatical hiccups, such as will be released until the end of July should be will be released at the end of July. And help the game will be both on Play Store and App Store should be and help the game release on both Play Store and App Store, or something like that. You should get a native English speaker to proofread anything you write about your game. If you like, I could help you. Just message me on Discord. This was Run Billy Run. I hope my criticisms were useful to you. Feel free to disregard anything that I said. You may already know everything that I had to say. You might think I'm just dumb. Whatever. Thank you for letting me talk about Run Billy Run. I hope it's successful, and you can message me when you make your next game, and I'd love to cover it.